as Africa with the best in the world, and UEFA is indeed the most successful by many standards. And listening today to the views, the guidance and advice, we can be proud. The quality of people we have who lead African football are world class. And of course, we've got our brand new president of CAF, who's from Eritrea, very, very proud. And I want to express my deep gratitude to our vice presidents. Thank you so much for your leadership, and thank you for your guidance, and thank you for advice, and thank my brother Wallace, our brother Wallace Karia, for hosting us, and our brothers, the president of Kenya football, very well, and our vice president from Uganda. Thank you so much. It's important that I specifically wanted the first meeting after the AFCON to be here in Tanzania, and just to re-emphasize what I said in Morocco, which is that the AFCON next year in Kenya, in Tanzania, in Uganda is going to be enormously successful, enormously successful. And I saw, as I said, over the last few days, I see lots of media speculation, whether it's social media or even, I'm told, in the Guardian, the Guardian newspaper. In London, one of the most respected newspapers in the world, that there was an allegation that I am here to tell Tanzania and Kenya and Uganda that I'm taking away the AFCON because our three countries are not going to be ready. That's totally unfounded. You know, sometimes, you know, I say certain things and the media just either say something totally opposite, or like in this context, that I am enormously confident that we will succeed. Will there be challenges? There are always challenges. I had a big challenge in Cameroon. Soon after I became president, I was told by people whose views I respect that Cameroon is not ready. You have to take it away. And they gave me recommended a number of countries which were ready because they had the infrastructure. But we have to believe in ourselves as Africans. We have to believe in our people and recognize that there'll be challenges. But like we did in Tanzania, I remember like we did in Cameroon. Cameroon was a huge success. And when we went to Cote d'Ivoire, the president of Cote d'Ivoire is here, same problem. Lots of media saying Cote d'Ivoire will never be ready and we should take it away. But as I said, that principle that has made us in African football to succeed is because I was very clear, CAF was very clear, African football was very clear, that we're going to work together despite any challenges. And AFCON next year in Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda is going to be enormously successful. One of the reasons why I was insisting that the CHAN takes place in our three countries, even though I recognize we were all working very hard to be ready last year in February, but when it was clear to me that we were not ready, I was also clear in my mind that we would all work together and have a CHAN last year, August, which was the most successful CHAN. Just one final point I want to say so that I can close this. You know, I was at the World Economic Forum in Davos, and I've been going to these big meetings with some of the most prominent businessmen and heads of state. And there's always a huge obligation on us from Africa, as well as a huge commitment by all of us to make sure that we show our people that we can host an AFCON, we can host a football competition like the best in the world. We've just had the most successful AFCON in the history of this competition in Morocco. We had an enormously successful AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire. We had a successful AFCON in Cameroon. But we also have to send a message to all of our people on the continent that that we believe in our capacity to succeed. We believe in our capacity to be as good as the best in the world, because we have the skills, and also we have the self-belief and the integrity. And that's why I really hope I will not hear this. I hope nobody will ask me that question as well, whether the AFCON is going to be taken away, or whether it's going to be in Kenya, Tanzania. You can ask me whatever question you want. If you want to ask me, go ahead and ask me. But I'm just emphasizing that I have a huge amount of confidence, and I'm going to work very hard, and we are all going to work. The ExCo is going to work hard. My vice presidents are going to work hard. I'm so proud of Wallace, the president of football in Tanzania. I'm so proud of Mohammed, the president of football in Kenya, and I'm proud of my vice president, our vice president in Uganda. I'm proud of Magogo. And let me repeat, there will be information in the media over the next few months that this stadium is not ready, this pitch is not ready, the grass is not ready, there are not enough hotels, and we'll fix those challenges. We're going to have a celebration. And I was very proud, and I can say it as the president of the 54 football nations in Africa. I was so proud, Wallace, of how Tanzania played. Wallace? Yes. Yeah, I want to see you, Wallace. You are hiding somewhere, I don't know. No. Yeah. Yeah. I go forward, you go backwards, I go backwards, you go forward. I was so proud of how Tanzania played in Morocco. Very, very proud. I was so proud of how Uganda played. And in my head, Mohammed, I was also proud of how Kenya would have played. And we are going to use this competition to identify the best talent amongst our young boys and girls. And East Africa is going to be a powerhouse of the best football on the continent, as much as West Africa, Kurt, is a powerhouse. North Africa is a powerhouse. Southern Africa is a power. So let's put that aside. And I really want to thank President Samia, Madam President Samia. Please pass our deep gratitude to her for her commitment and for her support. And it's that sort of confidence and commitment, Wallace, by Madam President and by the government and the people of Tanzania, that gives me a huge amount of confidence that we are going to succeed. And do the same. President Ruto was sending a beautiful selfie around, or a video of the beautiful stadiums. Please pass our regards and say that we are thankful for his support and the people of Kenya. And my brother, please, President Museveni, the same, and the government of Uganda and the people of Uganda. Now, I have to go and talk about Morocco. And the first thing I want to do about Morocco is to express my personal deep gratitude and the deep gratitude of the 54 member associations on the continent who represent 54 countries. Our deep gratitude to His Majesty King Mohammed VI, may God assist him. Our deep gratitude to the people of Morocco, our deep gratitude to the government of Morocco, our deep gratitude to our brother Fauzi and the Royal Morocco Football Federation for hosting the most successful AFCON in the history of this competition. Can we clap hands for them, please? And also to thank them for their hospitality, to thank them for the infrastructure, the stadiums, the love that was shown by the people of Morocco to all our football lovers from all over the world. We are enormously grateful, and the success of AFCON in Morocco is a wonderful foundation on which to build and provide a huge inspiration for AFCON next year in Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. I also want to express my personal deep gratitude to every one of the 24 nations that participated in AFCON Morocco. We are very proud of every one of you, and a special congratulations to Senegal for having won, and gratitude to the heads of state and the people of the 24 countries that were part of the AFCON in Morocco. We showed the world the best of African football, and it's a moment of enormous pride. Now let me talk quickly as well about what disappointed me enormously. And when I gave my statement a few days after the AFCON in Morocco, I used the words, I was extremely disappointed with what took place at the final. Very embarrassing. That should never happen again. It will never happen again. It's a blemish on the outstanding AFCON we had. And of course, as president of CAF, I may not comment on the proceedings which is in front, or which was in front of the CAF disciplinary board, and is now apparently going to the appeal and will proceed thereafter and go to CAS if what I'm told will happen. But I'm very clear in my mind, as the president of CAF and as the leadership of ExCo, in the beautiful meeting we had now, and the 54 nations whose member associations are part of CAF, we have a deep commitment. Deep commitment. It is absolutely non-negotiable that we will maintain the integrity, we will maintain the credibility, we will maintain the impartiality of referees, African referees, CAF referees, VAR operators, and match commissioners. And we spend a lot of time in the meeting receiving a report from the chairman of the referees committee on the performance of the referees in the final and the performance of the match commissioner, of the VAR operators in the finals of the match in Morocco, as well as we spent some time talking about the performances of the referees throughout the competition. And I am absolutely determined, and CAF is absolutely determined, and the leadership of CAF, the highest decision-making body in CAF, the CAF ExCo, to make sure that in the judgment of ordinary football people, there are two things we have been doing and we will do. We'll make sure that the referees and the VAR operators And the match commissioners are world-class in their training, in their expertise, in the quality of decisions they take. And it's very, very important. And that's why there's this consistent peer review. As the chairman of the referees committee came to give us a report on the CAF referees committee's assessment of the performance of the referee, as well as of the performance of the VAR operators in the finals in Morocco. So we will make sure that the quality of our referees are world-class, and to the extent that there are challenges and problems and weaknesses, we'll fix them. But another very important thing, and this is very, very essential, that ordinary football lovers in Africa and throughout the world, they must look at the decisions that our referees and VAR operators take and believe that those decisions are just, fair, and equitable. So I'm absolutely confident that the excellent report we got about the performance of the referees and the VAR operators in Côte d'Ivoire, we got exceptional reports. Of the previous AFCON in 2023, where the feedback was African referees, African VAR operators are amongst the best in the world. So our expectation is that Morocco, the AFCON in Morocco, would continue and maintain that exceptional respect. And the perception overall is that, particularly in relation to some of the incidences in their totality, that it was a moment of extreme disappointment for me, and we will fix that. One other thing I want to raise before I close that part is we took a resolution that ExCo took a resolution that we will look at the rules, the regulations that are currently existing. And these are the rules and regulations that restricted, that prohibited, they put a limit on the quantum of sanctions and punishment and fines and various other sanctions that could have been imposed. So what we are clear is the sanction, the fines that will be imposed, they have to be commensurate. They've got to reflect the gravity of the violation, of the contravention, of the CAF statutes and regulations, or even of the rules and regulations of the game. So that we will amend the CAF statutes, the CAF regulations, and the disciplinary code to make sure that there is an appropriately severe penalty, an appropriately severe sanction for extreme and severe violations of our rules, our regulations, and also for bringing the reputation and the respect of African football and the good name of African football into disrepute. What happened on the finals of the CAF in Morocco, that behavior and conduct we don't ever want to see again. It should never happen again. We will not tolerate it. We've got zero tolerance and zero it's non-negotiable. And if people commit serious transgressions, there should be equally serious punishments and fines. Let's leave that and put it aside for a minute. this has been, if you put aside those blemishes, those moments where we need to change and we need to improve, and we will definitely change and we will definitely improve significantly to make sure that we are world-class in the decisions of the referees, the match commissioners, the behavior of spectators and our competitions. So the quality of football has been recognized as being world-class, amongst the best in the world. And as I said, the stadiums were world-class, the pitch, the cooperation from the government and the people of Morocco, as I said, enormously grateful. And we have been more successful than ever before. There were, I don't have that presentation now but approximately, yeah, thank you, a huge amount of, I want to make sure that in terms of the number of sponsors, it's a record number. I think it's in its 2023, okay? So there's been a more than 100% increase, almost from the, in Cameroon we had 5, in Cameroon we had 6 sponsors. In Morocco we had 23. Now there's some 600. Yeah, I know, but the percentage increase, 680% increase in the number of sponsors. Enormously successful. It's the confidence and the excitement that sponsors have, but also the commercial viability, because we want our sponsors to do well. And the revenue in Cameroon, I've just had, it was 5 million in Cameroon. In Cote d'Ivoire it was 105 and 196, and in Morocco it was 196. That's the revenue. So 5 in Cameroon, 105 in Cote d'Ivoire, huge improvement, almost double increase in revenue in Morocco, enormously successful. What they call digital views, or people watching either on TikTok or on Instagram or YouTube, Facebook, all-time record, 6.1 billion. 6.1 billion digital views. So African football is exciting, people love it, people want to watch it, and also it goes also hand in hand with our commitment to use football to create jobs for our people, to bring investments in those countries that are hosting the AFCON, to have tourists come. Cote d'Ivoire, according to one of the top companies in the world, benefited to the value of 1.4 billion. We are still getting the numbers from Morocco. But football is part of our commitment to improve the living conditions and standards of living of our people, quite apart from the huge love and the passion we have for football. 180 countries, Lux, 180 countries were watching the AFCON on television. It's exciting. Remember, we've got 54 countries in Africa. So 126 countries from outside Africa are saying that African football is enormously attractive and they're keen to watch it. So we'll release those numbers later, but we are enormously proud and enormously excited about the extreme and immense success. 2 other issues. I had said to you in Morocco that CAF, our objective is to have an AFCON, or the equivalent of an AFCON, every year. every year, not every 2 years, every year. And the AFCON, as we know it now, we want to increase it to 28 countries. And as we said, that will take place once every 4 years. But remember, the AFCON, as it is currently constituted, is an important part that we want to maintain, at least under the name of the Africa Nations League, have that coming together every 2 years. So every year there will be, we also want to build this regional or zonal competition, because when you've got Tanzania play Uganda, or Tanzania play Kenya, or where you've got Cote d'Ivoire playing Senegal, or Nigeria playing Ghana, or Mozambique playing South Africa. We want to build football at grassroots level, but also one of the important objectives of the African Nations League is to contribute to the development and growth and investment in football infrastructure in every single one of our 54 nations. Why this African Nations League was also critical is there are still, the number is about 12 or 13. It has come down from 22 nations, and it varies, that don't play football in their countries. You cannot build football if the spectators and the fans cannot watch their national team, their football clubs play in their country. So we are confident that this African Nations League will contribute enormously to the improvement in the stadiums, because every nation has to play, every single one, not the 24 nations. Every year, 54 nations have to play. And I was saying to Wallace, last year when they had the Confederations Cup, and I gave instructions as the president of CAF that we wanted the Confederations Cup final to be played in Dar es Salaam. Now, people say other things, and which are factually incorrect. We gave an instruction. But when the feedback was that Dar es Salaam did not meet the Mkapa Stadium, did not meet the requirements, I said, fix it. Because we want full stadiums. I don't want Simba to be playing in Zanzibar. I love Zanzibar. But I want a full stadium at Mkapa. I want Nyanga. Where's Yanga? They must play in front of a full stadium here at Mkapa. I love Zanzibar, but it hasn't got the same capacity. It'll get there over time. So, we do understand that at times people will make statements which are contrary to the clear instructions. And so that's why we came today. When I leave here, I'll be going to the Wallace. Wallace is listening in Swahili to my translation. When I leave here, I'll be going to the stadium. When CAF started the African Football League, we insisted that the opening match must be here in Tanzania. It was all of the top countries, all of the top football clubs. But we told Gianni Infantino, we're going to get into the plane and go to Benjamin Mkapa Stadium in Dar es Salaam, because this country has got exceptional talent. So I'm going there now to go and see the beautiful work, the improvement of the infrastructure and the stadium in preparation for next year. We don't have time. We don't have time. But I'm excited about the passion and the commitment of Madam President. I'm excited about the passion and commitment of President Ruto and President Museveni. So we will we will be enormously successful next year. Have I forgotten anything? You okay? Have I forgotten anything? All right. So let me just see quickly, because they always say, President, there's something else you should have said. I don't know what it is. And maybe some of them will come. So we have to believe in ourselves, in our people as Africans. And when I say believe, I'm talking about believing that we can host and we will host an extremely successful AFCON in our 3 countries. You know what? We took the wrong, you took the wrong document. I don't know, you left the right one elsewhere, but it's fine. Let me see. No, it's okay. All right, so if there are any questions, we will answer those questions. If you just say who you are, tell us which media you come from, and you can join us if you want to go and visit Benjamin Mkapa. We will be announcing in due course the date of when the competition will start. It's going to be next year, June, July, so we'll tell you specifically what date. And I was saying to Wallace, of course there's a draw, but in a legal, ethical, moral sense, I don't want, we have to do in Africa what is done all over the world. I can't have Tanzania playing Brazil in the opening match of the AFCON. Wallace? Yeah. I want you to play against Indonesia or something. A country who's, I love Indonesia, but we've got to look and see that we don't interfere. We need full stadiums. And I can tell you, you should be proud of the way the opening match is going to be here. Isn't that correct? Or you don't? Oh, okay, they say they're still talking. Okay, you're still talking. Wallace, I was saying the opening match is going to be here in Tanzania. They say, oh, President, wait a bit. It could be in Kenya, it could be in Uganda. We'll be guided by you guys. But it's going to be, it's a moment of pride for our people in Tanzania. Enormous pride. The world, I mean, I was saying to Wallace, one of the top businessmen said to me in America, I'm coming with my family to watch football in Tanzania, and then we'll also be going to visit the Serengeti. So we'll be coming, and we've got, and the same I was saying to President Ruto, Mohammed, same, there are hundreds of thousands of people who will be coming for the football. I mean, the numbers I got from Morocco was millions, eh? Yeah. The numbers that were released for people who came, the tourists for the AFCON in Morocco, it was... Oh, it's just like, look at them. It says AFCON is, oof, I can't even pronounce that. It has contributed over 11 billion. That's what the minister said. 11 billion American dollars. Wow. Okay. If I remember anything. So tell us who you are, short questions so that we can answer as many questions as possible. Ask positive questions. Don't ask me, President, have you come to take away? I haven't come to take away anything. I've come to reaffirm my confidence and my belief in this beautiful country and the people of Tanzania and the people of Kenya and Uganda. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Juma Ayo. My media house is Crown Media here in Tanzania.
Your one? That yes? You own?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm not owning.
I hope you're going to say my one, the one that I started, that I own. So is that my media house? Because we want to encourage young boys and girls and young men and women to have their own businesses. And
don't worry. First, President, I have to congratulate you because you...
I'm not worrying, I just say...
Okay. Thank you.
I believe in you.
Okay, thank you. I had 3 questions, but one of these 3 questions, one of it was for Mr. Mosenga, but I don't see him around, but I think you will answer it, Mr. President. Okay, my first question is...
If it's an easy one, I'll answer it for him.
Okay, yes.
If it's a difficult one, I'll throw it back and say...
I hope you will answer it.
Yeah.
Mr. President, how can we have an AFCON that the country concerned can afford to host instead of this AFCON which has 24 teams? The construction of infrastructure is becoming so large that many countries can't afford it, while the developing country like Tanzania, Kenya, and Uganda, we know now they are thinking maybe about the other social services and something like that. So we have many examples of the past AFCON, even the stadium usually have now turned into livestock farms. Like I went in Gabon, and sometimes I went in Cameroon. The stadium like Olembe is very worse now. So how can we have a good one? The second question is, how is CAF planning for the next Pamoja AFCON, considering that East African countries have political problems, especially during election? And I have to remind you, Mr. President, that Kenya is expecting to hold its own election next year when the AFCON will take place in East Africa. And the third one...
Are you from Kenya?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yes. The third one, why are CAF audited account not published like they did years ago? You have talked about the progress, and that is something good, but don't you think that financial progress is something that should be shared with football stakeholders openly? And the last one, as I said, that it was special for Mr. Mosenga, but I think you will help us to know that your Secretary General, Veron, has reached the retirement age. Is he going to step down, or CAF will assume this?
That's why I asked you whether that was your company, because I want to employ you, you know.
Oh, I'm ready. Thank you.
I want to employ you. Let me tell you, thank you so much. And so thank you for those good questions. Number one, the financial statements of CAF are in the public domain. They're available. It's a public document, so you can get hold of it wherever you want. It's on the website. So it's there, yeah.
That's good.
Because we have a duty to you and to hundreds of millions of football lovers to know exactly how we are performing. You know, are there improvements? Where's there room to do benefit? To do better. And then you're 100% right. We almost had a similar problem. I don't want to mention countries, but where there were huge amounts of money was spent on stadiums, and there was no maintenance of those stadiums or even utilization. So that's why we don't want one country to overextend itself. I mean, look at Pamoja, 3 countries. So not one of them has to build all of those stadiums on its own. Samson, for AFCON, we need about 6 full-time stadiums, world-class stadiums, and then training pitches, 24. So we need 24 world-class places for the teams to train and exercise and warm up, and then you need 6 stadiums worldwide. So Kenya doesn't need to do that. Uganda doesn't need to do that, neither Tanzania. But the beauty is, I mean, for these 3 countries to come together, as exciting and as, inspiring it is from a football perspective, it's also about our people. Jobs are being created. They are trading together. Investments are taking place amongst our 3 nations. Our people, because sometimes these borders are artificial. We are the same people on the same side of the river, but that river separates us. And it's part of our commitment to an Africa where all of us work together with our neighbors for football development, but also for jobs, for investment, for tourism, and for improving the living conditions of our people. So those stadiums, Yanga will be using all of those stadiums. Is that correct, my chairman? You are building a new stadium. You see, I don't know which team. You like Simba or you like Yanga? No, you don't like. and all the others. So those infrastructure will be used by our football clubs, by our national teams, because also we're having more competitions coming now, more CAF competitions, more national team competitions. There's going to be a national team competition every year, every year, every year. So the quality of African players will be world class. So when we compete in the World Cup, we will do even better because we are being kept at the highest level. So those facilities, those stadiums will be utilized, will be maintained, and will be there for posterity. And yeah, you said there are elections in Kenya. When are the Kenya elections? It's August, eh? Yeah, we will be finished by then. Eh? Yes. Yeah, you will know by then how wonderful you will have performed. Okay, next question quickly. Let's go to the lady.
Okay, let's go to this side.
No, give the ladies. Man, lady, man, lady. There's a lady. There's a lady there.
No. Just no.
Sorry?
Please. We
My
speak
apologies,
one
sorry.
person at a time, if you don't
My
mind.
apologies, sorry.
Let's go to the lady at the back. I promise you'll have a chance.
What was? About him? Retirement. Yeah, no, but the retirement is governed by our rules and regulations. And we deal with those things in accordance with not just legality, but governance. So we will take the best decision as CAF concerning employees. Now, I've got so many I don't know, I'll get guidance, Sengo, you might know, in many companies, when you reach a retirement age, the leadership, the board, can extend it for a year on a year basis, or they can decide to find somebody else. So we will deal with that in accordance with not just our rules and regulations, but also in accordance with governance, global best practices. Thank you.
At the back.
Okay, thank you, President. My name is Esther Dels from TBC News.
If you don't mind, because there's cameras behind you.
Okay.
That are live.
Should I turn?
You can sit down.
Actually.
Yeah, but I think they would much rather look at you than the president, you know. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. You can come in front, come this side.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Wonderful.
All right.
There's the new Secretary General of CAF. It's fine. Please proceed. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. Should I start introducing myself again?
That's fine. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Esther Dels from TBC News, the English department. And my first question would be, what's your overall assessment on the preparedness of the host countries? I know this is your first visit, but what's the general assessment till to date?
What do you think I should say? Because you live in Tanzania, no?
Yes.
What do you think?
We're doing a good job.
I agree with you.
Okay, then my second question, because earlier...
I'm so proud to hear you say that. Please continue.
I appreciate.
Thank you.
So as you're earlier speaking, you say that you were attending the UEFA Premier League's meetings, and we can all agree, and we are witnesses that they're in international level standards. And thank you for being bold about Africans believing in ourselves to host our own football.
Absolutely.
So how is practically CAF playing a role in supporting the host countries? We know Tanzania, Kenya, and Uganda is the first time collaborating hosting. So what's the practical role is CAF playing in making sure we meet the international standards?
Brilliant question, brilliant. Simpson, there's a CAF team as we speak that has been here for the last few weeks. They've been in Tanzania. They're now in Kenya, and then they'll be going to Uganda because they are on the ground. And there's going to come a time soon when they'll be based permanently. Several months before the competition starts, working with the local organizing committee, engaging, and you must come and also tell them where you think that there's areas where we can do better, where we can improve.
Is it a formal invitation?
Sorry?
Is it a formal invitation for me to be there?
Formal invitation,
thank
absolutely.
You so much. I appreciate
it. And thank you. You see, what I like is just what you represent. The confidence, the enthusiasm of the future of this country.
Thank you.
And that's why we want together to host, because remember, there's 126 countries that will be watching the match. And you've got, Tanzania is one of the most beautiful countries in the world. And we know, having experience in the past, the same applies to Kenya and Uganda. Many people will come and watch the game, but also, go to Serengeti, go to Arusha, go to Zanzibar, which is beautiful. But what we like even more is that they're going to come back. Okay. And we'll be working together in partnership. We're going to need lots of people to, to assist and to volunteer, and others we will have to work with them and employ them. So thank you for those questions.
You're welcome, President.
Thank you so much.
All right, you can move that side. Maybe you can just pass the microphone to your colleague there. Thank you so much. Asante.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Pablo Almas. I'm from Crown Media. Well, I have a few questions. The first one is, how do you want AFCON 27 to be remembered in CAF history, which will be prepared from East African countries, Tanzania, Kenya, and Uganda? And the second question is, what lessons has CAF learned from the previous AFCON, despite what took place in AFCON final, Morocco against Senegal, which would like to not appear again in the upcoming 27 AFCON? And the last question is, maybe after the AFCON tournament 2027, what will East African countries benefit more in upcoming tournaments that maybe will take place again in our countries? Thank you so much.
Brilliant question. Brilliant question. For a minute, I thought I was back to university, because you asked such good questions.
Thank you so much.
What would we want the AFCON to be remembered for? Remember, Wallace, the last time AFCON took place was 75, is that right? 1976. The last time in Ethiopia. The last time, sorry? Unbelievable. So the last time there was an AFCON in East Africa, was more than 51 years ago. So that's why I'm so proud of Wallace and Magogs and my vice president from Uganda and our brother Mohammed, because they are making history. And the ExCo is making history. And the 54 nations in Africa are making history. So what would we like the AFCON to be remembered for is, and you must, what is your name? My name is Pablo. Pablo. Wonderful. Pablo, so you must also tell me what would you like, what would make you proud after the AFCON, when people talk about it and say it was enormously successful. What constitutes success? What does it look like? I mean, for us, is the quality of the football. Look at Morocco, AFCON Morocco. Look at AFCON. I see Idris, AFCON Cote d'Ivoire, as well as AFCON. The quality of African football is just consistently improving. That's why we also, we increase the prize money for the winner of the AFCON by 50%. So $10 million. So the quality of the football, world class. We are building infrastructure, stadiums that will be there for many years to come for the benefit of the people of Tanzania, for competitions, African competitions. You now can position yourself to host other competitions. CAF under 20, CAF under 15, the women's competition. And you know what? You can even compete to host FIFA competitions. You say, there's the FIFA under 17, there's the FIFA under 20. You know how many countries, how many stadiums. We want to put the bid in. So it's an investment in infrastructure, because the hotels, we have a problem now. We were talking to Wallace. From what we are advised by our experts, there will not be enough rooms. There will not be enough hotel rooms. So what does it mean? Your bed and breakfast. You've got a beautiful house, Pablo. So you can tidy up the room at the back, and then put in an extra bed and put in a stove. And then when the people come, say, for 2 weeks, come and hire my house. And they must pay you in dollars. Okay, they can even pay you in the Tanzanian currency, but translate it into dollars, because where they come from, they pay much, much more. So it creates opportunities for entrepreneurship, for young businesses, young boys and girls, bed and breakfast. Our guests to come and stay in your houses, in your rooms, charge them. Those who come from Eritrea, who come from Rwanda, from Burundi, from Mozambique, some of them would love to be in your house. The food is nicer than in the hotel, You'll stick in? Oh. They can pay us in the Tanzanian currency, but make it the equivalent, because if you charge them $100 a night, it's very cheap. But when you translate it in the local currency, it may sound like a lot of money. Thank you so much. Next question.
We'll just go to the gentleman behind Pablo, and then we come this side.
We're going to be a little bit faster and more quicker
So
now.
one question briefly, and then afterwards we come back to this side I come back to both of you.
Good afternoon. My name is Kaka Zema from Radio 47, Nairobi, Kenya.
You're from Nairobi?
Yes, sir.
Beautiful.
Thank you. My question is to you, sir. What's the status of WAFCON? You have been hearing that the host is trying to withdraw. What's the status regarding to the WAFCON host?
Good question. The WAFCON continues. We've had there's discussions taking place, and there's a lot of competitions. You remember, Morocco came to assist, because there were many countries that wanted to host it, but because we didn't have time, our standards were very, very high. So there's still many, many countries that are interested. As we speak now, we still have an engagement with Morocco, because some of the other countries say, please, can we host it? But they want to change the date. We can't change the date, because it's one of those, Samson, it's one of those qualifiers for the World Cup, the Women's World Cup. So the WAFCON continues. It's going to be successful, and we will make sure that it takes place. It has to take place, Samson, within that window. Thank you for the question. Next question.
Okay, go to the gentleman.
Yes, my name is Jackson Msabaha from Wasafi Media. First, I want to congratulate for the work you've done. Secondly, can I
ask you a quick question?
Yes.
When you're looking at the match, Tanzania against Morocco, were you not proud of the way that the Tanzania national team played?
I was, and still I am.
I mean, they played so well.
Thank you very much. Can I put in Swahili? I want to put my question in Swahili.
The translation is on, eh? Okay, please continue. I like that. We must insist that all the questions must be in Swahili. Yeah. Sorry, did they check my one? Is it on? Musa? It's on. Okay. 2. Well, come and check. Okay. Let them. Musa is my big Musa. He's from Tanzania. Ne? Where in Tanzania? Dar es Salaam. He's from Dar es Salaam. He's my big boss, Continue.
Sawa, kwanza nikupongeze kwenye wazo zuri la mchezo wa ufunguzi kufanyika Tanzania, lakini pili nilikuwa nataka kujua kuhusiana na
Sorry, where's the translation? Is it working? It's not working, yeah. My brother is from Gabon. He says, no, it's not working. No, but can you come nearer? Samson will sit next to me. Cedric, where's Cedric? You've got a translation service, eh? Yeah. Just put pull your chairs. Come and sit. Pull your chair. No, it's fine. Don't do it. Just pull your chair and translate. Sorry? Yeah, that's what. Oh, for you as. Okay. So you can ask, and there'll be a. Can we give a mic for somebody to translate as he? Okay. Musa, come Musa. Now they'll see that you are really from Tanzania. Come. Okay, so you'll translate as you speak, ne? Thank you. Your bonus has just gone up, Musa. Please translate.
Sawa. VAR imekuwa ikitumika kwenye hatua za mwishoni katika michuano ya Champions League na shirikisho Afrika.
Okay, translate. My apologies, because they also want to hear in front. Yeah.
Okay, saying about the VAR, it's used at the last stages of Champions League and CC.
Thank you.
CHAN and also AFCON.
CHAN and also on the last stage on CHAN?
No. In CHAN and AFCON inatumika VAR. Sasa CAF inafikiria nini kwenye kusaidia mashirikisho ambayo ni wanachama kupunguza gharama ili waweze kutumia VAR kwenye ligi, lakini pia hata kwenye Champions League na shirikisho kuanzia katika hatua za awali.
So how is CAF going to help the federations in order to accommodate the VARs from the beginning of the Champions League and the CC competitions?
Pili ni kwenye matumizi ya sauti VAR kutoka kwenye chumba cha mawasiliano na waamuzi kipindi mchezo unachezwa.
Same applies to the VAR sound from the booth to the referee.
Asante sana. Asante sana. You know, we are all, when you say yeah, this yeah is something you find from Nairobi to Cape Town, because we are all one people. Our roots are amongst the Swahili people. So is that correct, Asante sana? It's correct. Thank you very much. Okay, so he says, how are we going to help the football federations? Yeah. Now, of course, every country, the football federation themselves take leadership, and some of them say it's too much money, and that's why we called for what we called a simplified a simplified version of VAR. Would like to see every football federation have VAR. Partly why we are trying to increase the money that the football federations get is to make sure that some of that money goes into infrastructure and facilities. So from our perspective now, we use VAR only at the quarterfinal or round of 16. Sorry? Knockout stages, yeah. So we will see how we can, because this is one of the things we're talking about, make sure that, that we have them as well, our VAR. Because there's also a job for our people as a VAR operator, quite apart from a match commissioner and a coach. So what we are doing is to try and increase the money that each federation gets. But I know that, and I don't want to mention specific countries where their football has got so much money and even they don't have VAR.